Hello everyone, my name is Akshay Churla. I'm just going to go through this competition called Codeforces with you, and so let's just begin. So what is Codeforces? So Codeforces is this, group of competitions that's held on a website called codeforces.com. So that's the website, you can go there if you want to. And the location is it's held online. And so the nature of this contest is, actually before I make that note, this contest is always online. It's not because of the current situation currently. It's always online. It'll be online. It's been online for a few years now. So the nature of this contest is to help you prepare for other competitions like Jusico. It's more like a training type of thing. And so because of that, the time and date, these contests are held multiple times throughout a month. There's multiple of them. Usually I think there's about 4 to 5 of them per month. I'd say there's probably more than that, but anyways, they're usually held early in the morning. You should do these on the weekend because these are held based in Russian time. So yeah, I should do these on the weekend because if you have school, if you don't have school, you can do them in the weekdays. But if you have school, you probably won't be able to do these competitions. So that's because the start time is usually around 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. Eastern. So if you have time on the weekend during the school year, you can do it. And if you're free on a weekday, I guess you could do it. Just don't do it during school. So the contest usually lasts for about 2 to 3 hours, and that depends on the type of contest. Yeah, and these contests are announced beforehand on the Codeforces website. I believe they're announced about 2 to 3 days beforehand. So if you just go onto their website, you can see when the competition is, and I'll talk more about signing up for these contests in a bit. The details are the team size is one person only. It's an individual contest, so you shouldn't be working with anyone else. Problem number and type. I don't know why I did problem number and well, yeah, actually I know why. Okay, so there's several algorithmic problems, so that's the type of problem. So you have, basically they're like Usika problems. They're either problems that may require just bashing, or they might require algorithms such as, depth first search, flood fill, binary search, all of those. And there's usually around 5 problems, so that's the number of problems there are. It depends on the type of contest, but usually there are 5 to 6. And there are divisions here, and I'll talk more about the divisions here right now. So there's more to these than just on the slide. There's a Division 1, which is the hardest, and it's really hard. You should probably do it. I'd say if you're Usica Gold or Usica Platinum. It depends. I mean, you can figure it out for your own if you decide to participate in one of these. There's a Division 2, which is the middle of the road. The Division 3, which is the easiest. It's more of an introductory type of contest. And basically in all the divisions, it ranges from easy to difficult. So, yeah. I'd say for Division 2, a problem 1 would probably be like you just go bronze level difficulty, and then it starts, picking up difficulty. And Division 2 eventually ends on like Usica Gold difficulty, I'd say. You can figure that out like for yourself, the difficulties with respect to your level as you take the contests. The type of contests there are, and actually before I make that note, for divisions, there's some weird things in code forces. You have to take a couple of contests before you're actually like a trusted participant of a division. And it has to do with your rating, and I'll talk about the rating later, but basically for your rating, there's rating cutoffs. If your rating's too high, you can't participate in some of these. So, yeah. And so you need to participate in a few contests to actually start getting rating points from them. You won't get rating points right away, I believe, to be a trusted participant. So, types of contests, there's Code Forces rounds and educational rounds. So Code Forces rounds are just, they're held regularly throughout the like weeks, months, I guess. And the thing is, basically, there's a contest that have the Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 label. Uh, and so there's like normal contests. There's like Yusaku. And there's something called educational rounds. Now for these, they also have division labels, but their intent of these problems is more like learn concepts. So I think they're a different type of style of problem, if you get what I'm trying to say. They're a different type of style of problem. They're more intended to help you learn a concept than to actually, test you on it. The difficulty it ranges from beginner level to advanced level. Like since there's such a low amount of problems for and they're hitting such a large target audience, the problems range from like easy to hard, and the difficulty starts to pick up really quickly. So don't be discouraged if you can't do all of them. The languages they support the usual C++, Java, Python, C, Pascal. They support a lot more. You can find more on their website, which is codeforces.com. So here are the rules. Obviously, it's an individual competition, no teamwork. Abide by the language restrictions. Don't try to do anything fishy. Try to like get the test cases or anything like that. Abide by usual moral principles. Use your honor code. Don't cheat. More specific rules and info about the competition can be found here. It's a blog entry by the founder of the website talking more about the rules. So here's the thing I want to say. Information about judging and rating. So the judging on Codeforces contest is how you're scored. So each problem has, so this is different from Musico if you guys are used to Musico. So each problem has pre-tests. So these are test cases that the problem is tested against. And once you submit, your solution will be accepted if you pass all the pre-tests. If you don't pass all the pre-tests, you're gonna have to resubmit to get credit. But yeah. And once it passes the pre-test, the solution will be tested with more test cases after the contest. And that's the unique thing about Codeforces. So if you pass these, and you will get full credit for the problem. In most cases, if you pass the pre-test, you will pass like the post-contest tests. But there are some instances where you won't, so you want to be careful with some edge cases. Scoring is based on time and the number of times you submit. So here's another reason why Codeforces is unique. The later you submit, the less points you receive. The time, like this, the point value of a problem decreases over time, and there is a penalty for resubmitting. It's usually a minus 100 points. The points are like the point values for each problem is like in the thousands, so don't worry about that. But yeah, there's a penalty of 1,000, like 100 points for resubmitting. You only need to resubmit if you get the pre-test cases wrong. You shouldn't resubmit if you got all the pre-test cases right. You will lose points if you do that, so don't do that. And after the contest, you have a rating assigned to your account, and that will be adjusted accordingly. So here's an example rating graph. This is just mine. You just there's like different like categories of rating to kind of give you like a like a level feeling. And to sign up for a contest, you need to create an account on the Codeforces website and then click register now on the contest box to the right. So it just usually has the contest name. So the contest information is located in this box here. Sometimes you click register now. And I'll actually show you guys the website. So here's the Codeforces website. As you can see, here's some contest announcements. Here's an educational round. It's ready for Revision 2. And it's passed already. So can't do that. But there's a special contest called Goodbye 2020. I think they usually hold like end of the year contests. They're special, so that's why it's a bit longer, 3 hours, and it has more problems, 9 problems. But the reason I wanted to go here is basically they announce the competitions on this sort of like blog type of thing, and they're written by some other people. And this box to the right, this is the box where like this is the announcement of the contest, and this is where like you register. So you just click register now here. So when you click register now, as an individual participant, some rules you have to agree to, and you just click register. And you'll be registered for that competition, basically. So if you go back here, you have an account. I'm gonna click on mine, and you get assigned a rating. So there's categories such as specialist, as you see, my grading. I haven't participated in a while, but I will soon. Uh, so your rating, it just gives you rating points. So you can kind of like compete with your friends if you want to do that. And so like what I mean by like the levels are like let's take like the number one guy. He's like a specialist, then there's expert, candidate master, uh master, international master, grandmaster, and then there's like legendary grandmaster. And this is the top guy. Yeah, like legendary grandmaster. It's kind of like the chess system, but basically that's the website. Uh if you have any questions about, Codeforces in particular, you can no, don't feel free to send me a message on Remind, and I'll help you if you have any questions. But that's basically it about Codeforces. It's a cool little like training type of contest for other competitions like the USICO contest. So if you want to like learn your skills and you won't you there's not really any prizes. I mean there are, but it's like the top of the top users. It's really hard to get, but yeah, if you just want to like kind of train for contests like the USICO in a low stress environment, these are the contests for you. And it does simulate like a real contest environment. So I would definitely recommend doing these contests if you want to improve your programming skills. And that's all I have. Thank you for watching.